Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are working on some corn harvest. The grain cart did break down. The flighting, the shaft that runs through the middle did break, so we are waiting on a new one for that. So I decided to give the combine operator the day off, and I'm just knocking out a few small fields down here, some of the last ones, and just dumping off into the truck. So I just went to get the truck because the combine is a full cart, or full bin. We'll run over and we'll get that dumped off. So corn harvest is coming to a close. We do only have about another, I'd say about another 120 acres. We got the rest of this field, and then there's two more fields going down. And then I don't know if you can see it, but off in the distance there's about an 80-acre cornfield that we got to take off still. Fire back up. There you go. So we did end up finishing the ripping from the last video. We are waiting on a Great Plains turbo chisel. It's a 19-foot. That should be showing up here pretty soon because we want to use that on all the corn ground. Compare that to our 2720 and see how it does. We bump up the speed a little bit. It's really good yielding corn this year. We had a really good soil practice going, so it ended up with most of the fields yielding 250 to 350 corn. And then the beans were they were right from 60 to 100 in most spots. So we've been pretty lucky with this combine this fall. Haven't really had any breakdowns with it other than we did have the separator belt go out on the first field of wheat back in the summertime, which wasn't too big of a deal because we weren't really pressed to get everything done really quick then. So I do think we are going to be able to fit all the crop this year in the bins. Last year we ended up having to sell some because we planted more wheat than we did this past year. we have been looking into combines a little bit. Not really getting too serious about it because there are quite a few other things we need to upgrade before we get to that. At the moment we don't have very much money in the bank. There's about enough to cover probably 2 months equipment payments and other things that come with that, so gotta be pretty careful here until it comes time to sell all the grain. But there are a few pieces of equipment that I do plan on pulling out that we don't use anymore, and we're gonna clean them up, get them ready to sell, see if we can get a decent amount of money for them, and put that money towards some different equipment that will help the farm. I was running it through with the one employee that we do have on the farm. He's the one that usually runs the combine while I'm off doing other things. But I asked him if he would want to go with pulling the super singles off this combine and seeing, if it ends up we do go another route, put these tires on like an S670 or a S700, depends on what we get. Unless we can find one with nice duals on it, then in that case we'd just end up going with the duals. But we do have some pretty wet years down here, especially down in river bottom ground down here. It's gets pretty soupy in the falls. We did have a plan on the 7200. I wanted to trade in our 3000 Globe and get a 6000 so we can have RTK GPS. Nothing really, it's not super important because the rows are pretty straight with the 3000, just it adds a little bit more there. I'm not sure if I'll show it in this video, but we did just get back. We went last night while it was raining to Upper Iowa to get a tender trailer for the sprayer and the strip till rig and for side dressing the corn. I'm pretty happy with what we got and the price we paid for it. It was a good deal. But I'll show that here at some time or another. It is a nice addition to have the semi and the trailer this fall. This is our first year with it. Past years we've used gravity wagons, and the trucks definitely saved us a lot of time with having to run those back and dump them. That dumps a lot faster than the gravity wagons did, and it also frees up another tractor that we can use in the fall time. Like we're gonna have a row of shame, sadly. We're gonna have 2 rows. You can see there's a cornfield on the other side of the trees there, and on the other side of that there's another cornfield. I'm gonna grab this last bit, dump off onto the truck. A lot quicker through this stuff. It's only 2 rows. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one.